On this video I want to show or make a small video on extensions, basically, because there are a few differences that you may need, and without boring you too much, because I know there are plenty of these videos out there. This was the first set I got because we needed to change a starter in Miata, and that thing is really deep, and we needed something very strong. So this is the half Pittsburgh, and in order to use it, you basically push this down in order to get the sockets in or out. And I'm showing you that because there's a reason for that compared to the other one here. So that one came in very handy, but because it's a half, it's pretty heavy, and it's not something you use all the time. So this one stays indoors most of the time, but when you need it, you need it. So that's that. This is the Pittsburgh, that's all, Pittsburgh CRV Impact. This is the half, and it comes with 4 extensions. And normally, to make sure I don't lose them, I just put them together like this. But as you can see, the holes and the actual ball bearings are like all over the place. They're not like on the same spot on all of them. So that's just a little detail that, you know, they could improve on. Keep it all on the same, and or maybe not, I don't know. That's just how they came. So that way I have them together that way. So far I haven't had to use this too much, but I wanted them because I definitely wanted to use an impact and some bolts. And I also got the 3/8 set. So far I have used this like a regular extension, and it's worked fine. And I also like to keep them together like that. That way it's only 2 instead of a bunch of pieces all over the place. And although these have been fine, the downside to these is that if you have it on a tool bag, or if you have them on a tool bag, because they're black, they always get lost at the bottom. Not hard to find, but that's the only thing. The finish on these are kind of not the nicest looking, but obviously you're not buying it for that. But as you can see, all the grease stays on there, on the black finish there. Obviously it could help if I clean them a little more often, so I guess. But so far this have been pretty okay. I haven't had any issues with it, but I haven't used them too much with the impact. The next set I have are these gearhead 3-piece quick release. This is a 3/8 set, and I mainly got this one for spark plugs. This is a 10 inch, so we have a 3, 6, and 10 inches. What I was talking about earlier with the locking mechanism on the Harbor Freight versus the gearhead is that on the gearhead you actually have to pull up in order to get the socket in and out. On the Pittsburgh you have to pull down towards the socket. So here I'm pulling up away from the socket, which is something I didn't know. I just found out because I just got these today anyways. Gearhead is something you'll find at Pep Boys. It is made in Taiwan. Even though it's made in Taiwan, these actually feel a lot cheaper than even the Harbor Freight. The reason I didn't go with the Harbor Freight is because these are actually around $10 and change, depending on how you buy them. They have this special at Pep Boys where you can buy it online. You get it for less, for like $9 and some change. And when you go there, you just pick them up. But they really got to get rid of that. You should be able to get that special when you go there, and without having to go online every time you have to buy something. So That's the stuff you'll find at Pet Boys. And the way they sell stuff, it's pretty weird. We used to buy a lot of stuff at Pet Boys, but now not so much because I'm a lot farther from both of these stores. Pet Boys is a lot closer than Harbor Freight. That's the reason I went there today to get these. The sales guy was really nice, so I was able to get them. And even though they feel a lot cheaper than the Harbor Freight, they work. I mean, that's not coming off unless you move it. So in terms of function, I haven't found any problem with it. Just the feel does feel cheaper, but then again, it is cheaper than the Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight has this set, a 4-piece set, for about 15 or 20 bucks depending on when you get it. The reason I didn't want to go with that one, the store is farther, and two, the long one that you have, and I just noticed that on this one, it's cut down. It's not the same thickness as the other shorter pieces, which makes no sense, because the longer it is, the thicker you may want it a little thicker so that it doesn't twist on you. But the 3/8, it's a lot thinner, so just like what's his name, Catus Maximus, I think, pointed that out, and that's the reason I didn't care for it. I don't need a long one right now, so if I ever need one, I may be able to put this 3 together, or just get something else that's as thick so that it doesn't twist on me. But I decided to go with this one because it was a lot cheaper anyways, and I wanted to try something from Pet Boys. I didn't know what kind of brands they carried, but that's where I found these. So they're pretty cheap, so for about 10 bucks or 9, depending on if you buy it online or not. So that's where I found the gearhead stuff. It does look or feel a little bit cheaper than everything else, but it is what it is. It's functional, and that's what I'm hoping to be. So in this case, I also have some knurling here. Actually, I just noticed the knurling on this long one, it's a lot less than the knurling on this one. I can feel this one. This one's almost smooth, so that's kind of interesting. This one, the ones on the Harbor Freight, they're not as sharp either. They're kind of like this one, smooth. This one feels a lot rougher, and you can see on the chrome, this one's more dull. This was the only set that was on there, so I couldn't choose between this or anything else, so I just got whatever they had. And that's pretty much for gearhead. I saw it online, but I couldn't figure out who that was or what company had them. But Pet Boys has these, so just so you guys know. And then the last set, of course, is the wobble set from Aries that I got. I'm still on the fence about this one. I'm not sure how well it is or isn't, because I haven't used it too much, but it seems okay for the price. I think there was another one that was gear range that was like 20 bucks, but I saw some pictures of a lot of missing balls and just broken ones, so I decided to try something else. The other piece, the other set was $20, I think. This one was another 28 or so. So if you're looking at it price wise, maybe the other one's a little better. I just wanted to try something different. And what I like about this one is that it's a more complete set. So you have the half, 3/8, and the quarter. I didn't have any quarter size extensions, so that's why I like this set, because I don't have to get anything else. On a quarter, I'm not gonna. I think they have impacts on there, but you know, if you need impact on a quarter, then I don't know what you might be taking out or taking apart, unless it's a really rusted bolt or something like that. So let's look at my extensions, and maybe if you can get, if you're just starting, if you can get a set of the black ones straight and then a set of wobbles, that may complete everything you need. I know that these came in handy in a very tight spot where we could barely get into, and where your socket would just fall out, and it was very deep, so that's where the locking extensions will come in handy. So it's kind of hard, one of those things. You may not be able to get away with just one or two sets of these, so everything has its place, I guess. And for these, I already used them. I was taking the intake out of my car, and there were some very tight spots because there was a wire loom that was tied in there, so the wobbles came in handy. However, let me see if I can do it on here. I'll take this one. I'll just take a small one. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention is that these wobbles are like the dual action, not the wobbles that are single action, meaning if you go all the way in, it works as a straight, but if I bring it out, it's a wobble. One thing I noticed that, well, it's not heavy enough, but let me get a socket here. So I'll just get this 3/8 for example here. I'll use this one. So all the way in, it's straight. You put it down, you get the wobble. But when it's like all the way up and I go like this, it completely comes out. I'm not sure because it's just not strong enough, or because it's all the way to the back, but it doesn't stop. As you can see, this one's actually tighter. I think this is the one that's even looser, the 3/8. I mean the long 3/8. Yeah, see? If it's all the way up and you do that too quickly or pull on it, it'll just come out. But if you're on the wobble part, then it doesn't come out. So it's just something to note, and something that I noticed, that once it's on the bottom, it's fine, but if it's all the way to the back and you accidentally pull it, then the socket just comes out, especially the big ones or the long ones. Other than that, that's what made me kind of on the fence with this set, because I wasn't sure if that's how most of them are or not. This is the only wobble set I've ever used, so I really don't know. If you have other sets, then maybe you can try that and let me know in the comments and see if they all do that. I did want the dual action here on the wobbles. I just figured why not. It's just something I wanted to try. Some people said that's not a good thing because, you know, you keep pushing or pulling them. I don't know. If that's the case, you can always get the cheaper set that they have. But in this case, I just got the cheaper or least expensive locking from Pep Boys. So there you have it. Let's look at a couple of sets of extensions. Not a wide variety, but what your basic needs may be in terms of extensions. And all of these you buy as you need them, so I just do that, and hopefully I won't need any more for a while. But there you go.